video we are going to see the scatter plots. Now the scatter plot is the simplest form of graph. It displays the relationship between the numerical variables. Now this is also called as a bivariate plot. The scatter plot is most commonly used plot because they provide immediate trend in the variables versus the another. Now as usual we will use the flights data frame included in NYC Flights 13 package. We will observe the relationship between the two variables. The first variable we'll use is arrival delay on a vertical y-axis, and the second variable that we will use is a departure delay, which we will plot on x-axis. Now this flights data set consists of around 336,000 points, and if we plot all these points together on a scatter plot, then the plot will look overwhelmingly complicated. So what we will do, we will filter out the flights for Alaska Airlines leaving from NYC, and so if we filter out these flights from Alaska Airlines, then we can able to pare down the data from 336,000 observation to only 717 observations. So for this we will use a filter carrier equal to as being the code for the Alaska Airlines. And in order to now plot the scatter plot, we will need to load the ggplot to library. So initially you have to load this ggplot to library, and we will also need to understand the language of ggplot function, which is a part of ggplot to library used to generate the scatter plot. Now this ggplot function consists of three layers. Now, the first layer is of course the data. In this case Alaska Flights data frame we will be using to plot the scatter plot. The second layer is related to the aesthetic part. It's related to aesthetic mapping by setting departure delay on x-axis and arrival delay on y-axis. And you can see that there is a plus sign. This plus sign is basically used to add layer to the ggplot function. Now the third layer corresponds to the geometric object. In this case we are going to use point as our geometric object. Now let's run this command, and now let's observe how the scatter plot looks like. Now first, as you will observe that there is a positive relationship between the arrival delay and departure delay. So as departure delay increases, the arrival delay also increases. You can also see that there is a large mass of points clustered around the origin. Now these are the points indicating the flights which are neither delayed nor basically these are the flights which are in time. So there is no departure delay, neither there is an arrival delay. You can also observe that R is alerting you on 5 missing variables. So basically these are the missing entries for either from arrival delay variable or departure delay variable, or from both. Now let's understand the phenomenon of plotting. Now you can see there is a large mass of points near the origin, and it causes some kind of a confusion since it is very difficult to tell the number of points that are being plotted. So we will see two methods to address this overplotting issue. The first method is actually changing the transparency of the points, and second method we will use is jittering the points. Now let's look at changing the transparency. Now you can change the opacity of the points by changing the alpha argument in geom_point function. Now this alpha value ranges from 0 to 1. 0 is 100% transparent and 1 is 100% opaque. Please also observe that as you change the transparency of the points is cumulative. So areas with high degree of overlap are darker than the areas with low degree of overlap. Coming back to the second point, the second solution that we will use to address the overlapping issue is jittering points. Now jittering means we will give a small nudge nudge in random direction. Now although this jittering involves giving a little nudge to the points, the original values of this saved in the data frame remains unchanged. Now the magnitude of the jitter is decided by the width and height of the jitter function. Now I have plotted the original scatter plot along with the side of modified scatter plots, so you can easily observe the difference in their visualization properties. Now to sum up quickly on what we discussed in this video, we started with discussing the scatter plot. The scatter plot is achieved between the two numerical variables. They are most commonly used plots because they provide the immediate way to see the trend in one numerical variable over the other. You can also play around with different modifications to the scatter plot. We saw there are two methods to address the overlapping. The first is changing the transparency, and the second is jittering the points so that your scatter plot becomes more visually appealing. So that's it. We will wrap up today's video. If you feel that these videos are really helping you out, then I request you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Infinity, a channel for data science. Thanks for watching, and